All right, welcome, Matt. We've got Matt from Moama Football Club, a part of the Murray Footy League. And welcome, Matt. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Terry. Thank you.
First year president. You haven't had a kick yet, Matt?
No, haven't had a kick yet, mate. But yeah, still up in the air. But find out the next couple of days, I think, in terms of Murray League and what's happening this year. So watch this space.
And
Still got our,
it's
still got our
been a
fingers
busy
crossed.
period? It's been a busy
Yeah,
period, Matt.
yeah, it has been extremely busy, Terry. Off field, yeah, we're obviously still working flat out towards possibly maybe some sort of a season. But also we're leaping ahead and looking forward to next season with season 21 as well. So there's just so much to plan
Yeah.
for, mate. And we're yeah, as a committee, we're full steam ahead.
Yeah, so this has been a request of a number of our clubs. I'm going to do a series of these over the next week or two in terms of clubs we've worked with. So let's talk about the journey that you've started with us, and it's only as recently as March. And tell us how that all eventuated and just what we've done with you guys.
Yeah, certainly, Terry. One of our committee members, Ben Hearn, he recommended you guys, and he also said that Echuca Bombers, who are in the neighbouring league up here, they had completed a session with you 12, 18 months ago. So, yeah, I personally got in contact with a couple of their committee members, and they highly recommended it and said they've put some plans in place financially that have really set them up moving forward. So, yeah, we were yeah.
So as a first year president, did you know what you're walking into a little bit? But and we ran. You signed up to one of our strategic workshops. Tell me about that and what was involved with that.
Yeah, that was to do with the COVID-19, just when that was all taking place, and definitely the advice you had for us all that night, Terry, was spot on moving forward. We sent you some figures and you put it into your little budget of how you thought things were going to look moving forward, and gave us all a bit of a scare. We also
tell me those numbers. Are you happy to share those numbers, by the way? What when you projected what your original income was going to be, and with COVID hitting, what was your impact on your turnover?
67% drop in revenue.
Wow,
massive figures. Yeah.
So we engaged you with the workshop. Who did you invite? What was involved in the workshop? And tell me, what are some of the initiatives you've put in place? So.
Yeah, well, obviously we invited, we were planning on having committee members, coaches, footballers, netballers. We ended up just having, because we had to do it Zoom because of COVID. So we obviously had the majority of the committee. We also had members of the netball committee and junior committee, which that does make up our committee, which is good, which was some sort of a structure that we wanted to make sure we're doing right. And you agreed with us and said we were, which was fantastic. But we also got our senior coach, assistant coach, and our A-grade netball coach to jump on. And all three of them are extremely happy that they did. And they saw a different aspect of what happens with the general running of football netball clubs. All three of them got a bit of a shock, I think. And moving forward, they're now all happy to help and make sure that things work correctly moving forward.
So at the workshop, we did an audit, which is an online audit. Yep. We then came in and did a 2.5-hour workshop, which covered structure, finance, revenue generation, volunteers, and we gave you an 8 to 9 page strategic plan after that. So tell me what's happened since our workshop of 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's correct. It was 9 pages, I think, that plan you gave us. We definitely jumped on board with the membership lotto drive that you initiated with us, and that's just been a raging success. We've just had supporters, we've had players, past players, current players, just local Moama people in general just support us. So that's just created revenue. And what we really liked about that was it's 12 months revenue. So even in the off season, when the footballers are all having a rest, there's still money trickling into our bank account, which is just fantastic, mate. So that was just taken on board by all of us. We're doing the draws every Friday night via our social media pages, and that's just keeping everyone connected during these tough times.
Sponsorship? How are you going with sponsorship?
Sponsorship, yeah, a sponsorship. We obviously did have a lot of sponsors on board before what happened. We've been dealing with them personally with what's happening. And we've got a couple of plans in place with depending on what happens with the season. But moving forward, the business directory, which you gave us some examples of that, we're currently working on that for season 21 moving forward. And we find that as an extra sponsorship revenue and something that they're going to get more out of. Because as you said to us that night, Terry, the $500 sponsor board on the fence is, if you just rely on that moving forward, everyone's going to run straight past you because you've really got to...
Did you spend much time on your structure, Matt?
Yes, yeah, we have. Like like I said earlier, we were happy that you were happy with our structure because, like I said, we've got the netball and the junior subcommittees that act under the main committee. But we've got members of each of those two subcommittees on our main committee, and we were happy to hear that you said we're moving in the right direction with that. It's good. Everyone gets a say. Everyone gets to know what's going on, and just everyone keeps communicating and connected a lot easier, which is great.
I'll put Matt on the hop. He actually rang me this morning to just give me an update, really, on how you're going. Yep. And we've been probably in contact regularly, whether it be email, sitting in some of our webinars, the odd phone call here and there, just to touch base and hopefully give you some additional support as you need it.
Yep, fantastic. And to anyone else out there that's thinking of doing one of the TDS solution workshops, it's fantastic, the follow-up that Terry has given me personally as the president, but also the club in general. But whenever I want to bounce something off Terry, he answers everything honestly and openly as if he's the vice president of the Moama Football Club, not the Coral End that he is. And that to me is just fantastic. He doesn't hold anything back. If I've got a question, he answers it openly, and we put those measures in place and move forward, which is fantastic.
What about, I think we had one of your attendees was I'm not saying a skeptic, but he was a bit concerned about the workshop. Might have been
senior coach Luke, Luke Eldridge. Yeah, no, he was he was fine. I think he just had some kids ready to go to bed in the background that night. Terry, I think he was a little bit grumpy, but no, he's fine and great. And he's actually, I believe you just told me this morning that you've had Dimbulla Footy Club contact you and said Luke had mentioned that you should do some work with them, so they should do some work with you. So and that's just a prime example. Luke has taken everything on board and he's happy for his old club to get some advice as well.
And that's why I encourage these sessions to have the coaches or even some of the senior players involved, because they honestly at times don't appreciate what it takes to run a club. So I think you've found that it's opened their eyes a bit. The buy-in from your end is pretty strong by the sound of it.
Yep, definitely is. Yep, exactly right. So we're actually in the process now of not just committee members, but gaining some volunteers moving forward as well. Just as you said, you don't have to be on the actual committee to help share the load. Sometimes people get a bit scared by the word committee, but we've done a bit of homework and moving forward in the next year, we've got quite a few that are happy to jump on board and just wear the black and white stripes with pride, so to speak, without being on the committee, but just help us get to where we want to be. So it's fantastic.
Oh, and good to see you got your jumper on right there. Your put
the colours on.
The baggies.
Today, giving them a bit of a plug. So,
And you got a brand new facility, mate. You haven't been able to use yet.
No, not yet, which is a bit of a shame, but we will get there. We will get there eventually, mate. But we've been very lucky there, thanks to the local council and government and the previous committee. It's just been fantastic, the work that has all been done with that. And close to $5 million, mate, which is for community sport is fantastic. It's obviously not just footy clubs, but we'll be the major beneficiary of it. And it's just going to put us on the map moving forward.
And congratulate. Oh, got my dog, Leah. Look at this. Leah, please. Oh, we might have to cut it off there, mate. I've got my dog who's barking loudly.
No worries.
But thanks for your time, and over and out for me, mate.
No worries. Thanks, Terry.
Good work.
See ya.